Today we're going to be talking about Hennepin, Illinois, and the interstate that goes directly to it, and why that interstate got a higher designation than interstates to going to cities like Tucson and Nogales. Interstate 180 in Illinois is a 12.6 route that goes from Hennepin, Illinois to I-80. It is really not necessary and it's horrible. Before we go any further, I was just wondering if you guys wouldn't mind subscribing, and also special thanks to David Tosh and DRF81 for all the great comments you left me on my last video, and special thanks out to David Tosh for the comments he's been with me since first video, so thanks. Let's start off with the route of I-180. I-180 starts out in the north and spawns from I-80 and then heads south, and then on the outskirts of Hennepin, it turns east, crosses the river, and then ends in Hennepin. This whole highway was made for one purpose. It was supposed to, back in the day, connect I-80 to a steel plant. That way traffic could get to the steel plant faster. But that steel plant has closed down. What that has left is an interstate that connects to a city that has less than 1,000 population, and it serves no purpose, and it really is pretty much useless. So I-180 is pretty much useless, and its population and the amount of people that drive on it is really, really low, and it does not need this interstate designation and should not probably even exist, but as a state highway. Now let's look at the signage of I-180, since there really isn't much else to do with this interstate. On both east and west I-80, I-180 is signed south for Hennepin. This is the most important interchange I-180 goes through, other than the interchange I-80. This is a state highway that goes south all the way to Peoria. So this is a really important interchange for I-180, and we can see from here it's still signed for Hennepin. Shortly after that, I-180 ends outside of Hennepin. Before we go any further, I'm taking a look around Hennepin because I do not know. It's not really a big city. You can see there's a park, but there's not really much else. Not really much, so just enjoy this a view of Hennepin, and then we'll get right back to I-180. At that same interchange we left that at, this is where I-180 ends, and it is signed for Princeton. I don't know what that is, so I'll let you know. Princeton is the first town west of I-180. It's the first town I-80 goes through that's west of I-180. I don't think that really qualifies it. If the sign should maybe say Peoria, or in this direction I would say Davenport. However, at the Peoria exit, it is now signed for Interstate 80, which is a good job. I think that hopefully that Princeton was only one sign, because Interstate 80 is probably a good bet to go with. And at all the remaining exit it is indeed Interstate 80, which is signed, and not the aforementioned town of Princeton. And here at the end, we finally meet I-80 once again, and it is signed west for Davenport, which is a good job, but east should not be Joliet, it's probably Chicago. Before we go over more about I-180, I want to talk about this. This is Illinois 6. This is north of Peoria, and as you can see, it looks like they were meaning to extend this further, and that is true, because they were thinking about extending I-180 south down to Peoria. That would actually serve a purpose, but they never did that, so I just want to let you guys know about that. Now let's go over what the control city should be for I-180 if they did it right. I think it should be Peoria going south till we reach that Illinois 29, and then Hennepin for whatever's remaining. And then another thing, I think for northbound, it should probably be again Peoria, because there might be some traffic, and then it should be I-80, because at that point it's too far to make guesses. But then after that, I think Davenport would be a good idea, because most of the traffic is heading towards Davenport, because otherwise they would take another cutoff closer to I-80, so they would not be going on this route. So Davenport or even I-80 would work. This is an idea for what they could do to I-180 to extend it and make it a little bit more valuable. They could just extend it east to I-39. That wouldn't help much, but it will give it some purpose. That it's not just dead ending people in that city, and maybe it could be used more for people trying to get to southern places like Bloomington and Springfield faster. That's all I have for I-180 today, guys. But I also wanted to talk about something else. I wanted to talk about the Interstate tournament that I'm starting. If you look on my channel and you go to community, you'll see that I posted a few things, and please check there often. But one of those things is an interstate tournament. Now the brackets are posted there, as well as the first matchup. The other two you can ignore them; they're older ones, but you guys could do your votes. That really help. I just want to do something fun, so I thought, why not? Well, thank you guys all for watching this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and yeah, I hope you guys continue watching, and I'll see you in the next video.